everybody, this is T with Kate's Crafty Closet, and I have a clean and simple thank you card, one layer thank you card here for you today. So let's go ahead and get ourselves started. So the first thing I went ahead and did is I cut a piece of 100-pound Nina Desert Storm cardstock into a top folding card. Like when folded will measure 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and score this, but we're not going to fold it until we finish. That way it makes everything that we do, the stamping and all that, much easier. So I'm just going to use my bone folder. I'm going to, since this is top folding, you're going to score at 5 1/2. And I kind of go slow so it doesn't fall out of those grooves and go off of my paper. I usually do it 3-4 times since this is a heavy cardstock. So we're going to put that aside because we're pretty much done with that. And then we're going to come in with a stamp. It's going to be a leaf stamp. This is a stampendous stamp set. Doesn't have a name, but it's from Stampendous, SSC 1317. So you get a whole bunch of different little leaves on that. So we're going to come in with that. I put it on a block already. And we're going to use some VersaFine Clair. This is a pigment ink pine cone. Like a good nice brown. I'm just going to go ahead and ink up this stamp. And this leaf is like, to me, like a little bit distressed. And I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. So I'm just going to bring this back in. And that's just why I didn't fold the card, because it'll be easy for me to stamp. And I'm just going to put that stem closer to the bottom than the top. And I'm just going to go ahead, hold it for a second. This is a pigment ink, so it sits on top of paper for a short period of time. And then boom, there we go. And it's supposed to look like that. So at first I thought I stamped it wrong, but it's not. And the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is, I mentioned before in previous videos, if you didn't see it, that I bought this Sears and Roebuck catalog from 1894. It's like a reprint that is available on Amazon. And I'm going to use this in a lot of projects. So I'll link that in the description box below in case you're interested. Like you get a lot of pages. Like you can use this in so many different things. So I'll be using those in projects. So we have that piece of paper out of there that I cut. And I'm going to use this flower punch. And I'm going to punch out 3 flowers. If you do not have a flower punch, you can use flower dies. Or if you're good at, cutting and drawing, you can print templates as well. So we need 3 of those. I'm just making sure I get a little bit of scripty words in there. So I'm going to go ahead and punch 3. Right, and 1 more we're going to need. Okay, here we go. And get as close as I can. All right, so we have that. Next thing we're going to go ahead and do is use some glue. I'm using liquid adhesive. You can most certainly use a foam square if you want to give your flowers a little bit of dimension. All right, so I like this side. And I'm just going to place it on or around at the end of those leaves. So I'm going to use this side, and I'm going to place that one there, and make sure that that stays. Okay. And then we're going to use this side. All right, and we're going to just put that down on the leaf. Get a little adhesive out, that's okay, because I got a lot of it. I'm not stressing that out. Okay. Move that out of the way because we're done with that, and we are done with our liquid adhesive here as well too. So the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to use that same pine cone VersaFine Clair, and I'm going to stamp it with this Hero Arts Thank You stamp. Lightly tap, and going to be very light on my touch with this, so I get a good impression, but not that it bleeds. Perfect. And doesn't get squished. So we got that thank you. Okay, and while we're letting that other stuff dry, I have my Real Memory Keeper's Corner Chomper. This is a rounder, so I'm going to use the 1/2 inch And I'm going to go ahead and round all 4 edges of the card. And I guess it would help if I put it in there correctly and able to punch. And for some reason it's not punching. And I don't know why. There's some stuff stuck in there. That would be why. I think I gotta empty it. So give me a second and I'm going to empty that out. Okay. That should be good. Like I said, it just looked like it had some debris in there. I was like, okay, I just used this a second ago. It worked. There we go. I just had to clear out the debris there. Like you should clean that out regularly. I'm not going to say I'm the best at remembering to do that until it doesn't work. And I ask myself why. Okay. It's such a big piece of paper. I'm sorry if I'm going off the camera. Just trying to get the best that I can. Okay. All right, we're struggling with that little bad boy today, but that's okay. They want to come in with some adhesive gems. You can use whatever you want. These have a little bit of pop of color to them, so that's why I went ahead and decided to use those. And I'm just using this pen blade. You can use a pokey tool to pull them off. It's just like, or if you have a jewel picker or something of that. I was like, I have one somewhere around here. I'm going to get that in the center as much as I possibly can. Okay, and trying to get that off. There we go. Then we got this one. Boom. Then we have one more. And of course, put it in the center. Press it down so they all adhere. Okay, now we can go ahead and close our card. And then I'm going to come in with my bone folder. And I'm going to crease it down, which amazing how y'all seen me have that bone folder right a second ago, but now it disappeared. Nah, I got it. And boom, just gonna smooth that out. Okay, and then I'm gonna come in with some distress archival vintage photo, and I'm just gonna kind of ink those edges a little bit, just to kind of help. You know where the end of the card is. Okay, and that pretty much finishes our card. You can put a piece of white paper in here if you don't want to write on brown or give it a little bit more stability. You can put a piece of cards like this. So that completes our card for today, like just one layer. Very clean and simple and great to have on hand. So I want to thank you for joining me today. Make sure you, I have all the links to my social media accounts down below. We have a Facebook group where we do lives and stuff in. And also make sure you check out the store. There is a coupon going on until Friday for 20% off of anything in the Nouveau category. And everything pretty much ships the next day after you order, and shipping is always $3.99. It never fluctuates. So thank you for joining me, and you all have a crafty day, y'all.